Hey, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noah's in this gospel, brother, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Akia Mahaloya, coming back with another lesson through the Spirit. Lord's will be edifying. Just something quick. Like I said, I try to stay in the habit of doing these in transits. Something to get the spiritual motor running in the morning. I believe in the morning your thoughts are most fresh and anew because you just woke up from a slumber, and things are more clear, have more clarity on certain things. And morning time is when your mind is fresh, so to speak, you know. But this is titled Shalom, brother. Yahbashim Yahushua Barakatah. But this is titled, Do You Have What It Takes to Finish the Course? Okay. And what I mean by that is, do you have what it takes to see this thing through the end, to the bitter end? Because the scriptures say, it's a parable that Yahweh Shai used in Matthews. It says, do have any one of you count the cost and see if you have what is sufficient to finish building. Okay, like when it goes into counting the costs and building, you go through counsel, you go through certain, let's just say if you had a construction business and you wanted to build a skyscraper, or you wanted to build a particular infrastructure for a corporation. After the bidding process and you win the bid, which means you got the job, basically what happens is now you have to know if you have enough money in the budget. Okay, you need to know if you need to take out loans. You need to know if you got a subcontract. You have to know if you have to hire workers. You got to know if you have enough money to get the material, because you don't just bid on a job unless you know that you're capable of finishing the job. Now, you do have those unfortunate circumstances that sometimes you may not be able to finish the job because whatever weather, or they lose the contract, or the government contract goes left and sour, or they just completely shut your operation down. Okay, that's a here and there scenario. But in this case, when it comes to the faith, do you have what it takes to finish the course, man? Because actually, this to show you how the Spirit work, I wasn't even going to do a lesson on this. I was actually going to go into dreams and visions, because we've been having a lot of dreams and visions. Brothers have been having dreams literally every day. Okay, I myself, I'm a vivid dreamer, but my dreams, they kind of, when the Lord gives me prophetic dreams, they're here, they're there. Sometimes they're often, sometimes I don't get them for a while. I think the last prophetic dream I had was probably like a month and some change ago. And, you know, neither here nor there. But anyway, I heard a brother mention that this truth is very bitter. And going into counting the costs, a lot of guys fall out because it tells you in the book of Revelation, the 10th chapter, says you got to eat the roll. And it was sweet in thy belly. I mean, it was sweet in thy mouth as honey, but it was bitter in thy belly. Because it's sweet knowing that you're an Israelite, you're a chosen son or a prince of the Most High. Our people are going to be righteousness. We're going to get eternal paradise. Those are the sweet aspects of it. Going out speaking, people listening to you, people looking up to you, etc. That's the sweet part of it. You're meeting brothers with like mind. But the bitter part is the affliction the Lord put on you, man. Because when you get in this thing, that's when all the bullshit really, that's when you notice the bullshit. I'll say it that way. Because before we came into this truth, we've been catching hell. We've been dealing with our afflictions. You deal with that from the day you come back into the earth. But the truth makes it known exactly what it is, why you're going through certain things. Now, every brother walking this thing is different. According to 2nd Ezra 7th chapter, about the dangerous path. You got fire on the left, water on the right. The kingdom of heaven, getting there will be like it's like going through a dangerous path, and every man could go in there at once. So every man have their own particular trials and tribulations. Certain brothers may deal with illnesses. Certain brothers may deal with financial woes. Certain brothers may deal with loss. Certain brothers may deal with children, women, or some brothers deal with every last one of those things. But if you have the spirit or not to endure that or not, man, because there's stumbling blocks cast in front of us that's meant for you to fall and stumble, but overall overcoming those things. Because the scriptures say that this is a book of lamentations, mournings, and woe. Lamentations, when you lament, you're crying. Okay, mourning means you're crying. Woe means destruction. Okay, but in that case, the woes are going into the lamenting part, the hell of the affliction. You see what I'm saying? So you got to ask yourself, the portion that you were given, are you willing to go through it? Are you willing to lose everything and risk everything in order to stand before Yahweh Shai and get that crown? Because, you know, I got a motto. My aspect is it's mind over matter. When you focus on something, or you focus on something, a particular object or a particular goal, and it's in your mind to succeed, then nothing will stop you in that. And then if you take this truth and you incorporate it in your mindset, okay, and you engraft it in your spirit, then you can succeed in it, because ultimately the Lord put it in your spirit to have that mindset. So you got to count the cost, man. You got to weigh the option. Is what you're going through so tumultuous to the point that you like, you know what, I can't deal with this? Because at the first sight of adversity, like it tells you in Mark, I believe the 4th chapter, when it goes into the parable of the seeds of the sower, at signs of adversity, you get offended, you fall out, you become wavery, you get shaky. Somebody close to you may die. You know what I'm saying? You start to lose hope. You start to lose faith. Your woman might leave you for another man, or she may commit adultery on you, you know, and try to keep you in a loop, or fucking with you or not fucking with you, keep you at arm's reach until she's done dealing with him. You know, whatever it may be, your kid, you may lose your kids, you may be on child support. You got to ask yourself, are you worthy to finish that portion? Because those are bitter and those are fiery darts, man, that's designed to get you up out of here, but to ultimately make you stronger as a man. All right, but some guys, man, they can't deal with that type of adversity. Some guys are just too hard. It's just too much. You know, it's like, nah, I can't deal with this. I can't deal with the fact that I can't have a family. Well, you mean you can have a family, but meaning that, you know, you have to put the truth first, because Paul said it. He said, those that have wives be as though they have none, because for the simple fact you have to focus and engraft yourself in this knowledge and wisdom and understanding. You know what I'm saying? Because the scriptures go into those that care for the things of the world, care to how you may please the ones around you. But those that care for the things of the Lord, you concerned with how you can please Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? So, asking yourselves, are you worthy to finish? Because it say that the race is not given to the swift, okay, nor to the fast or to the quick. And he that endureth to the end, the same shall be saved. So ultimately, when you're enduring something, that means that it's some form of adversity, because what's to endure if everything is going to be peaceful? Like these other camps and so forth like that, they don't teach you're going to catch hell. They don't teach that, oh, when things are going to get bad, shit going to hit the fan. They teach that everything is just going to be all good. They don't teach the adversity or the adverse of the scriptures or the afflictions. But what it tell you in Isaiah 53, it says that our Lord was a man acquainted with grief and many sorrows. Okay? Much grief and many sorrows. So asking it, how about Shemi Howard Shai? Okay, what is the purpose of my walk in this thing? Am I set up for failure, or am I going to succeed in this thing? All right? Because like I said, man, the adversity, when that comes, the afflictions, it's hard to balance everything in the faith. But if you got the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai operating within you, then you'll do just fine. And you'll realize that the Most High will pull you through certain situations, man. You know, prime example, I've seen brothers fall out the truth over women, man. That's like the #1 thing that men fall out the truth is over the fucking woman, man. All the time. Okay, you know why? Because though women is mediocre and minuscule as that seem, women are in direct league with Satan. Because remember, when the Satan came to her in the garden, he beguiled her first. So she has a direct link to this man. She knows exactly what buttons to hit, what to say, how to break you down, to the point you just like, you know what, I can't deal with it. And then when she commits adultery on you, or when she's dealing with another man and she's lying to you about it, that's when it becomes even more bitter. And that's when, you know, you be like, you know what, I don't know if I can deal with this shit. But overall, man, you got to endure that. You got to endure it, man. Because the scriptures goes into he that fainteth in the day of adversity, his strength is small. So, yeah, man, that shit is gut-wrenching. It's painful. It hurts. You know, you may lose a job. You may lose a career. You know, but ain't none compared to when that family member backstab you. That's probably one of the worst excruciating feelings in the faith, man. Certain brothers would rather go through physical ailments before they go through a mental plague like that. Because the scriptures say, give me any plague but the plague of the heart, which is the plague of the mind. And I've seen so many brothers come and go over women, man. It's scary. You know, but the scriptures say those that please the Lord should escape her. So you got to look at it that way. If the Most High is pulling you apart from something, it could be because he's trying to get you up out of that situation. Yeah, it may hurt, it may burn you, it may fuck with your spirit. You may lose sleepless nights, man. You may want to go pop up and fuck this bitch up. You know what I'm saying? You may want to, you know, find out who she's sleeping with. But overall, man, the Lord like, look, don't worry about that. I got that already in the bag, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep focusing on His faith. And I'm going to add everything is going to work itself out. And you got to keep telling yourself that with any situation, not just women. I just use that as an example because that's the main one brothers bug out over is that goddamn woman, man. It ain't, I mean, I get it. But then again, it's just like, it's not, ain't no bitch worth my salvation. I don't give a fuck who you are. You could be Sarah for all I give a shit. You're not worth me. You're not worth my salvation. You know what I'm saying? And that's my mindset. I don't give a fuck what you do or however you do. You could get a train ran on you and I find out about it. Yeah, I'll be pissed, but at the same time, bitch, it ain't worth my salvation. I don't give a nah. That gives me the strength to just keep pushing for the Lord, man. Because I know, you know, it's gonna come a time of recompense for that stuff, man. You know, same with anything. I just use that as an example, but it's the same thing with anything. So, you know, hopefully this was just a, you know, an exhortation, edifying all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. And with that, shalom and a baba. Shalom.